Good evening, good evening, good evening, all. How y'all doing today? I guess I'm doing okay. Can barely walk. My dang on hip is bothering me so bad. I'm telling you, getting old. It's terrible. I'm telling you, it's getting old. Getting old is terrible. My hip hurting me so bad. Yesterday, I had to bust out a cane. Walk around with a cane at the hospital going to visit my dad. I'm like, this is terrible. It only does it, I think, I've only had this happen to me a couple of times. First time I noticed it in 2017. And then again once, I don't know, I think it was, oh goodness. I don't know if was it during COVID? No, COVID ain't have no problem. I don't know. Eddie Griffin came here and me and my kids were supposed to go and see. And that morning I got out of bed and I could not walk. I mean, I was in so much pain, and my husband helped me make it to the bathroom so I can get in the shower, and I let the water run for about 45 minutes on me. Fast forward. Now, my husband hadn't seen me all day because he didn't get home until after midnight. It was when his shift is over with. I done came back from the Eddie Griffin concert. I had, I don't know, dang near 6-inch heels. Walking around, my husband said, I thought you couldn't walk. I'm like, that inflammation is gone. I'm up moving around and everything. I don't like to take any kind of pills, because I feel like, first of all, I feel like if it's helping one thing, it's hurting something else. So if it's bearable, I'll just have to deal with it. And now I'm kind of walking with like a little catch in my hip or whatever. But that's all. I'm trying to mosey on along. These 50s is hitting me hard. Hitting real hard now. So, Married to Medicine. What are we on? Season 11. This is episode 14. And we're here to talk about them choosing sides. You got Team Sweet Tea or Team Quad? Or should I say fine and not so fine? And I'm talking about the men. I ain't not talking about Sweet Tea or Quad, because I ain't calling neither one of them fine. I mean, whatever. But you got King and Dr. G. I mean, Dr. G is not bad looking, but King is fine. Fine. Well, anyways, so we're going to start off with, I got my notes over here. I done watched the show a couple of different times. I'm telling you, it's trying to get it together. But so they have all these little mini scenes that they do, which I like. We start off with Toya. You got Toya and the boys, which is Ashton and Avery. And here Toya just busting out Ashton about his weave he done left downstairs. I'm like, what? Girl, leave the boy alone. He said, you just mad because my hair look good. Now he got his hair braided back into some cornrows, maybe back into a little man bun or something like that. And he had some weave added to it. It's not like it's off of it, it's just to his head, flat to his head. Okay. So then we have Sweet Tea and Dr. G making tea in the kitchen. And then you have Dr. Heavenly and Dr. Damon, aka Daddy. They're calling up Alora trying to check her about her spending habits. Girl, Alora answered that phone. It's like, hello, mommy. I'm not available, or I can't do this, or whatever. And she hung up. Or it's not a good time. And she hung the phone up. I promise you, that little girl been wearing them out since she was a baby. He said she's probably old enough to talk. She been wearing them out. She been checking the heck out of her mama. And she hung up. Look, I ain't got time for this today. Hang up. Backstory on that. Dr. Heavenly said that Alora told her that, she didn't have her makeup and hair done. So she wasn't trying to film. So she just hung on up real quick. So then we got the meetings of the mind. And this is like the CEO meeting, we got the two head doctors here and they're meeting having lunch. It looked like salads. Something I should be eating. Girl, I ain't had a salad in them probably about a week or two. I got to get ready for the summer. So they're having a meeting of the mind. And they're discussing several different things. They're just discussing how they finally closed out the business on the Med Gala. And that Phaedra had finally wrote the check for, I think it was 40,000+ or something. And then that Phaedra didn't, said she wasn't fucking with the girls no more. I ain't messing with y'all. She didn't like how Apollo was invited. She said it was, crossing the line. It was a bit too much for her. Meanwhile, that's why she didn't come to the reunion. Because they showed that she knew that he was coming. Backstory, Dr. Heavenly didn't want to break the fourth wall, but you can tell the way she was saying that Phaedra and Apollo planned this for him to come. And they just used Dr. Heavenly. That's the way I took it when she said it. But then they also talk about Dr. G. Dr. G and King's incident. And I'm going to go ahead and put this up real quick.
Want to say?
Not to me, though.
Hold on.
Not to me.
No, she said whatever she want to say.
How do you want me not to talk to her and then she can say shit to me?
I'm telling you.
Does that make sense to you?
If she says something to you, you address me. You don't speak to her.
Check ain't gonna let nothing pop off. No, but I just need you to stay with me. Shaq ain't finna let shit pop off.
You tell her. Don't be coming at me with the crazy shit.
I'm telling you.
And I would, if she coming at me with some crazy shit,
hold on. I'm telling you some shit right now. I know about the past, right? I ain't gonna go fight the past.
You know her side of the past.
Tell me something different then. Tell me something different.
You gonna find out.
Tell me something different.
You gonna find out.
You don't want to find out.
What don't I want to find out? Listen, I'm a doctor, bro. I ain't got time to be fighting with people who coming up and me talking, sending like veiled threats. I don't have time to fight you or anybody else.
I ain't making no threats.
I just hope she takes her.
I ain't making no threats.
I hope you sweep her off her feet.
I ain't making no threats.
As far as you can sweep her, bro.
Bro.
Look, I got no words for her.
I said one thing.
But tell her to stop saying shit
about me. As long as you ain't got no words, we good.
Man,
all right?
Man. What, man? Who do you think you're talking to, bro?
Man, I'm talking to you, motherfucker. What you gonna do? No. We don't need you in here.
No. I figured you was like that because I know how your girl is. So I figured you was like that.
I'll you up.
That's what you want to do.
Oh, shit. No.
No. What are you talking about?
That's how they roll.
That's what you're talking about. Oh, hell no.
Well, so that's how we got here. Other than the drug IT, look, talking stuff. Here we go right here. Here we go.
Zone of disaster. Zone of disaster.
You're really cute. I'm glamorous. You are. I'm what you want to be. Happy where you are. What you want to be. Listen, I'm there.
You know, some people say Quiet kicked it off. Yes. Some people say Quiet kicked it off with all that, but you know, Dr. G, he's a head doctor. Dr. G should know how to handle himself under those situations, right? So, you know, they're discussing exactly like how do we move forward as a group? How do we move forward? You know, we got something that has never happened. And all the drama they didn't have, they had Mariah and Toya get into an actual fight for real. Nobody called the police. Dr. Heavenly called security when Dr. Contessa told her to square up home. But that was, you know, the security there, because, you know, security came out there on the beach too to break everything up, or production or whoever. But I'm pretty sure there's some kind of security there too. So, you know, so they got to figure out, you know, how do we move forward as a group? What do we do? You know, how do we make this better? So, you know, like I said, Phaedra finally paid, and she said she wasn't screwing or dealing around with them women, not with bitches like them. It's like, nah, I ain't fooling with y'all no more. So then we go to, excuse me. We go to, they talk about, Dr. G pressing charges. And then she said, Dr. Simone was like, well, Dr. G has made a rap song. I guess to, get out all his emotions or whatever. So she played it for Dr. Jackie. And here we go.
In the emotional space, I had to figure out how to kind of process my emotion. So I plugged up and came up with a little melody.
Is it a peace offering?
It's a statement piece. Set me free. I wanna be free from the bullshit. I gotta be free. Now everything just me, but I cannot stand for somebody to love me.
I don't ever want you to hurt my feelings to the point where I have to write a song and show it to some people. Don't do that to me now.
Oh, God.
Don't do it to me.
I wanna get on with the light now. I got a brand new right now. I wanna move to the light now. Here I am trying to stand for justice. And so the next thing you know, I ended up picking up the guitar and these lyrics just started to come out. That was an authentic piece of work that came straight from the heart. That's all I gotta say.
Good job, Gregory. You did a great job.
Okay, sexual chocolate.
That boy good. That boy good.
That boy good. Now, Scott and I, we have grounds to press charges. Well, Gregory, for having to listen to this goddamn song.
Set me free, man. Okay. Set me free from the bullshit.
I think we see your position.
Brother. I got.
So I had to mix it in with Coming to America, Sexy Chocolate out there singing, or Sexual Chocolate, because all I could see was Eddie Murphy acting a fool with that song. But anyways, I guess that was a way that he could, release some of his emotions, kind of work through his issues, and he needed to be set free. Who knew? Quiet set the man down free. He said he got to get on with his life now. He got a new wife now. They try to make some babies tonight now. Set them free, or set him free, or what I'ma say, make me free. But anyways, so then, I just love when Dr. Simone laughs, because when she laughs, it just sends me. And, because she got the loudest laugh. And so, they laughed about it. And Dr. Jackie thought he was doing the crotch grab like Michael Jackson. I don't know. But Dr. G, he was proud of his work. That's all I got to say. So from there, we go to Dr. Heavenly and Dr. Contessa. And they meet up, and try to discuss how they move forward. And then, so, Dr. Heavenly and Ben told her, I'm sorry. Dr. Contessa issue is that Dr. Heavenly said her husband is emotionally abusive. And she said, I said our marriage was volatile. Dr. Heavenly like tomato, whatever. She said, can we just agree to disagree? She said, because I believe you said things, we both said things. And Contessa said, what does that look like? Hey, bitch, no. She said, because since when do you have friends that go on the internet and then just go out and just put all your dirty laundry out on the internet, even though we all seen it, but you know how that works. So Dr. Contessa tells Heavenly, or Dr. Heavenly, about the diabetes awareness medical, what do you want to call it, a medical mission or health fair. So they're going to have that on the coming up Saturday. So Dr. Contessa wants to invite everyone, Dr. Heavenly's like, that's not a good idea. We got a man out here pressing charges on people, and they can't be in the same area. No, that's not a good deal. You know, she ain't for Dr. G being there or whatever. Her girl Choir got to be there because she felt like only the talent should be there anyways. Since Dr. G is not the talent, just Sweet Tea, I guess she must feel like only Choir should be there. So Dr. Contessa said, no, I'm going to invite everyone. And, you know, this is bigger than us. You know, we should be able to come together. If we can't come together about diabetes awareness, then we can't come together around anything. So Dr. Heavenly and her agreed to disagree again. So we move on to Toya and Dr. Eugene. And we find out that Dr. Eugene's toe is broken because Toya and the boys were out driving the four-wheelers and didn't charge them. So they went dead, I guess, and they had to have a tow truck come and get them. But somehow the tow truck lift came down, or flatbed came down on Dr. G's toe and broke it. Toya said it looked like a mini penis. So Toya, you know, she's concerned, you know, because they still got to practice the waltz. And, you know, she wants to make sure her party goes off without a hitch. And she tells him about the conversation that she had with Sweet Tea. And this is where I say, the editing that is done, something else is going on that we definitely did not see, because we never see, all we see is like kind of like the after effect when Sweet Tea was out there going berserk, you know, they had to pray over her. So, because it didn't make sense to me, I'm like, she just was running up on King. So now we're over here screaming and hollering, you know, and need people to pray over you. Something else happened. They just ain't showing it. Well, I know we could assume that something else happened because when Toya speaks with her, when they went out to dinner, it was Toya and on the previous episode, Toya and Dr. Mimi, they were saying that Sweet Tea needed to take accountability. Sidebar, Dr. Heavenly said previously that Sweet Tea gets emotional and she, I'm not going to say hit, but push people. She, you know, that's why Dr. Heavenly said she can't be doing all this, all that. Well, evidently, she must have pushed Simone. She was supposedly have pushed Toya and Dr. Simone and Cecil. So I don't know if it's all happened at this time or whatever, but they were talking about, you know, Sweet Tea needed to take ownership of her actions. And and then they were saying that basically Dr. G needed to take all ownership or accountability for the things that he said. And Dr. Eugene was thinking that Dr. G and Sweet Tea both need to, you know, probably look within, and they need to take like you know, mentally take care of themselves. And if this group is basically too much, maybe they need to just bow out, you know, if it's, you know, causing them too much mental anguish or whatever, you know. So then he also has stated, because, you know, Dr. G feels like, or maybe Dr. G and Sweet Tea maybe feel like that they're all taking, you know, Quad and King's side. He said, you know, he basically stated that Toya and Quad wouldn't even, you know, speaking last year, and they didn't even know King. So he said, if I was Dr. G, I would probably feel the same way too. But I'm thinking him pressing charges is something that rubbed everybody the wrong way, especially when you didn't get hit. And then he was out there selling wolf tickets. Whatever he was saying or whatever, because even when I showed the video of the Dr. G and King having words, you can see, you know, Dr. G doing all this with the hands and talking, you know, and King was more calm, but he was saying some shit. So you better not say nothing to her. You talk to me, basically. So, you don't even go through her. Talk to me. Just like Dr. David. Dr. David said, don't say nothing to my wife. We know this is a show. We know that's what she paid here to do. She's paid to be messy. You got a problem with her, you come to me. Don't say nothing to her. Whatever. So then we get to Quad and King. And, King's coming in from work. Quad is in there trying to hurry put the food together that she ordered. And they're having a date night. So they're having date night by the jacuzzi. So they get in the jacuzzi, honey, everything in that damn thing, they must have started boiling. Because, honey, they both kind of got up out of that mug. It's sweat coming down. And I said, every time I see Quad, she fanning. She's sweating. I'm like, is she perimenopausal or what? Because she's sweating a lot. Or unless the wigs is holding in a lot of heat, I guess. And it's hot down there in Georgia. I'm just saying. So they were talking about, she was letting him know that she had spoke to Heavenly, Dr. Heavenly, and Heavenly was saying, maybe he should move in or whatever. So Quad wants him to, or thought that if they were to live together, that he would come to live with her. And he was like, oh, no. That is not the order. You in the wrong order. No. He said, we wouldn't move, I'm not moving into your house. We would get a house together. She's still stuck on all that baggage from Dr. G's in her relationship when she was a Miss Lunceford. You're back to being Miss Quad Webb. You Miss Quad. You're not Mrs. Lunceford anymore. You're trying to be Mrs. King. So you best to listen to Mr. King. And y'all need to work on where you would stay. And honey, and I respect him as a man. He said, no, I don't want to move into your home. You can keep your house, put it up for rent or something. He said, well, no, we're going to buy a home. Girl, you can get your house like me, Shamia. Now, I'm not saying your house ain't that fancy, but Shamia house, she got a house. That's on road. She got a house. You get you a really nice house. I understand, how you feel about your house, because I feel the same way about my house too. I purchased it at 32. My first house is still in it. But girl, if I get a chance to get a better home, honey, I'm up out of here. All them sentimental attachments, I can keep it. I mean, my kids, they building their own houses, so they probably don't want it. I mean, maybe somebody might want it, but if not, I sell it. Let's keep it moving. So then we have Dr. Simone and the spoiled ass boys. Now, I hope they just doing this for TV. Because they making it, they making us look at these boys like they ain't about shit. I mean, they just seem sorry and lazy. So the boys are in there talking about, what's the oldest boy name? I forgot what his name is. Lord, forgive me. The two boys are talking, well, they're young men, talking about the one's work schedule. Meanwhile, Dr. Simone is knocking at the door. And she's knocking at the door. They hear it because we hear it. She's knocking at the door. And finally, she just had to let herself in. She's like, I know you heard me knock. They said, we did. They just kept talking. Now, that'd have been my mama and me and my brother sitting there talking. And she paid all the bills, right, mom and daddy? My mom would have came in there swinging. That's her. You heard me knocking. I might have had a whole, but somebody could have been after me, anything. But you heard me knocking. And y'all just sitting there, one brushing his hair and the other one kind of laughing. So she's looking at this nasty ass condo that they ain't paying nothing for. That the mortgage is over $2,000 a month. They can't clean up. It don't even look that big. You can't even clean up this house. And then the oldest boy tell her, it don't look dirty to me. So by then, Cecil gets there. And she was like, for, people who just can't do what the contract say, honey, y'all got to come back home. Y'all can't be coming over here. I could be renting this out. But sit down, let y'all two tails live here. And you act like you can't get your act right together. Was it 26 and 23 or something like that? Come on now. I wish somebody would have gave me somewhere to stay for free at 26 years old. I was 26 with one baby and one on the way because my kids are 6 years apart. But so, they're talking about, she's going over all the bills and everything and how much they would need to pay a piece. And, the utilities are pretty low, but the mortgage is high. And then, so she said, well, I would need to see your paycheck stubs. She ain't trusting you to tell her how much it is. You need to email them paycheck stubs to me. And then Cecil goes, because we could just take a percentage, maybe 5%, towards the rent. No, I say you take 33%. What the heck else they got to do with their money? Nothing. I would take so much, put it towards the rent, and then I'll put some more money in the bank for them. Because these, I don't know, they spoiled. They're spoiled. They to the point they ain't looking cute. That's not looking cute at all. I wouldn't dare. I mean, my son, he's 25. He's still living home. Granted, because rent is high, and he's planning on, building a house here in the next couple of months. So that's what we doing. But he works a job. He pays his own little bills, But I could not. I'm out here knocking at the door, and he just sitting there, and we heard you, but I ain't about to get up and answer the door. No, I'm telling you, these kids these days got it too good. Let you been one of these Gen X's like me. Your mama coming there swinging, ain't caring. She wouldn't have cared that the production would have been there. My mama would have came there swinging. They would have had to bring the cameras down because she would have came in swinging for real. So then Dr. Simone was saying that she wished her sons were more like she was, because at 26, she was out on her own, paying her own bills, but she needed help. Her mother would help her. Help is the word, the key word. But then years ago, Simone was getting care packages all the way until she was 35. He said she probably didn't buy her own drawers until she was 40. That's what he said in the confessional. I like Cecil. That is my favorite couple on the show is Dr. Simone and Cecil. I like them as a couple. My favorite person is Dr. Heavenly, though. I like her messiness. So y'all have to excuse me. That's who I like. I mean, I like all the girls, though, but I like the messiness, too. So then we have, we're getting down to the medical fair. Or, the medical mission, the health fair. The diabetes awareness, Contessa gets there and everyone is setting up and, she's meeting some of the other people that are there with different organizations. One person that she meets actually helps people pay their bills. Dr. Contessa was kind of shocked. Now, Dr. Contessa had on a nice scrub that said 1913 on there. Dr. Contessa looks very nice and demure. So then we got Hell is Heavenly and Dr. Daddy Damon. They're rolling in. And, they're talking about King and Dr. G's situation. And Dr. Heavenly states that she just feels like, Dr. G just did not want to see Quad with King. So why would he, so that's why he pressed charges and also alluding to the fact, that King can't film with them right now. So, Dr. Damon was like, I don't want to assume anything, but he was just saying that he felt like King was a very nice guy, calm, and, most men would, did what he would have done, what he already did. So, but that's it. So we get to the event. And, the women are getting there and so we got doctors, I didn't see Dr. Simone. So we had Dr. Jackie, Dr. Heavenly. We have Quad. Quad comes in and scrubs. So Dr. Contessa kind of makes a little shade at Quad coming in there when you don't work in the medical field, but you got on scrubs. Well, scrub, Dr. Excuse me. She says she's a doctor of, I don't know, some kind of doctor or something, and something else, a librarian of reads. I don't know. I didn't get the quote right. I didn't mess that thing up, whatever. So Quad came there prepared. She said she's going to be a part of the health fair. she's going to look like she's in the health field, which she used to do with pharmaceutical sales. Okay. So we also have, who else is there? Dr. Mimi is there. And Dr. Mimi looks like a little girl now. She with the little ribbon in her hair. I'm like, she look young to me, in the face. She looks young. And then, so, then they all, they're there and they're meeting with the different people in the community. Dr. Heavenly is talking to people about teeth. There's all other people are talking to whomever. And Dr. Jackie don't like she got nobody over there. She said, I should have brought in the vaginas. Maybe they be coming over here if I had these pussies up on the damn counter. She didn't say pussy, but okay, she had the vaginas on the counters. So, but, they were all just saying how each part of their careers, would help when it comes to when we're talking about diabetes and the different things that it can affect. Like if you're pregnant and you have what is called gestational diabetes, how the babies come out big. And then Dr. Heavenly was talking about if you have diabetes and maybe if you have sores in your mouth or whatever, they don't heal properly, different things like that. So, I'm thinking the thing is going well, but this is married to medicine and they got to show out something, it's been too calm so far. So, they got to give us a little messiness. So they get to talking about choosing sides. Contessa talks about, we choose you, Quad, but we choose Sweet Tea too. Quad's like, what? Quad's like, I'm allergic to them motherfuckers. They come, I'm leaving. So they're, they think, that she's flip-flopping or whatever. And we noticed that Mimi, she's just shaking her head to everything. Yeah. Because we need to support Sweet Tea. It's hard. She just got married and she's in this group. Sweet Tea didn't have to come back. If it's that hard. She didn't. Dr. G didn't have to be here because he's not even he's not a paid talent. Quad was already on the show. And people didn't come to see Dr. G. People come to see Quad, Miss Quad, and the women's mess. Because the show is featured around women, not around those men doctors. Okay. So they're there talking, and it was like, well, Quad, when you come, you bring your +1. So when Sweet Tea comes, she brings her +1. And Dr. Heaven said, nah, not when they press the charges. She's like, I ain't fooling with them. Because, her mouth is wicked. And she ain't about to be going, they press the charges. Y'all on a whole different level. That's not what we do in this friend group. No. Nobody's pressing charges, especially if nobody put their hands on you. So, so Dr. Mimi, she states that here we go again, because they're getting louder and louder. The voices are rising. Here we go again. We're doing the same old two-step. So Dr. Heavenly and Quad, they leave as the Lunceford arrive. It's like, she is allergic to them. She got to go. She don't want to be nowhere where they are. So the men are talking about Dr. G. And they said it must be a pride thing. He's hurt, His pride was hurt. He had to run away from Dr. G like that. I mean, run away from the Kang. He had to run away from that Mandingo warrior. He had to run. And basically Curtis said, hey, Dr. G is the one who brought King into this mess. Because Dr. G was the one talking shit. King didn't even know that Dr. G was talking to Quad when he said, shut the... He didn't know that. So, and then you're going to say, well, I'm glad you didn't know it. I'm glad you didn't hear. Well, you're constantly like, because I felt like when the scene was happening there, I felt like Dr. G was sunning King, because, King was, kind of quiet and reserved. And then when he walked up, because I had to watch it a couple times, because some people, was like explaining it different ways. So I'm like, because the way I saw it, Dr. G has the Napoleon, complex. So I didn't know what the heck Dr. G was going to do when he walked up there, because, all the men was like, why are you still talking? And for each one of those people to keep saying that Dr. G basically was kind of out of line or was setting the flame to the fire, because Curtis basically said that Dr. G basically wrote some damn checks his ass couldn't cash. So he the one involved King in this. And then Dr. Scott was saying that Dr. G was saying the only way it can be fixed is by Quad. What the hell do you want Quad to do? He said, he wanted to disappear? Because I know he ain't want her to damn apologize for what? He said, that's something between King and Dr. G. They have to work that out as men. That man ain't about to let Quad go over there, not wanting his woman to go over there, apologizing, for this. No. Let the women have what the women have, and they work it out amongst each other. But the men are supposed to be the same ones. We're not supposed to be over here talking, we don't act like the women act. Because the women, they can do it, and then they'll be friends in the next couple of minutes. Us, we might, be fighting and everything. Well, you know how women are. We all catty and, anyways, talk shit and throw shade or whatever. So, they basically were saying his pride was hurt. Most of them disagree with him filing charges, period. Point blank. Especially when you wasn't hurt or hit at all. So that is when Steve, before we get to that, Dr. Damon did say this is an unnatural situation. So basically, in real life, you're not going to be in a friend group where your wife is here and your ex-wife is over there with her new boyfriend. Not most of us anyways. So this is already kind of unbearable, And like I said, Quiet said she allergic to them Lunceford, and she out. Wherever they come, she's leaving. She don't want to have nothing to do with it. She's not going to put King in that kind of situation where they can get into it. So she's going to, wherever she said, when they move, I move, just like that. So then we have Dr. Contessa talking to Sweet Tea. And they want to know if she feels safe. And she's like, not really. Because there's been certain situations where I feel like, they were really coming after me, this and the other. And then Dr. Mimi said, well, what do you want? What do you want us to, what do you want from the group? And how can you basically self-regulate your emotions? And she's like, I try, I'm new to this group, I ain't never been in this situation before. And I was like, oh, we ain't hearing that. So in the meanwhile, Steve is out there talking to Dr. G, and he was like, hey, that little situation you had, and Dr. Scott was like, he don't feel like it was a little situation, that little thing. No, he said because they was like, that little situation you had basically wasn't worth pressing charges. And Dr. G said, I'm not going to be disrespected, because he wanted to know, Steve wants to know, will you, is there a way that you can take away, or stop pressing the charges, and we can kind of solve this as a group? He said he ain't about to be disrespected. Hell no. That nigga got to do them 90 days. If I got anything to do it, or do some maybe house arrest for 2 weeks, or maybe go and do some community service. No, hell no. He's because I'm a doctor, and I ain't gonna be fighting you, and you getting these veiled threats and all that. Doctor, no. And they was like, well, you kind of making us have to choose sides. If you got to choose, you got to choose. Dr. G don't like they're gonna choose you, because they don't want this shit to happen again. They don't want it to happen. You know, you calling the police. You involving them folks in it. This could be something else, you know, because you're being a little Karen now. Just saying. So, so he was saying, you know, he was having a hard time. Steve was saying that Dr. G is having a hard time accepting his responsibility for the things he has said. And Dr. G basically said he don't feel like he's been respected, you know. And so Dr. Tessa was saying to Sweet Tea, you know, we having these situations, whatever. You can't be calling the police. Yeah, you can't call the police. Hell, I just told Heavenly to square up, ho. You can't. No, we ain't calling the police. You know, and that's when, you know, Sweet Tea also said, I'm new to this group. I don't, you know, because, you know, Gregory didn't do all this stuff. Sweet Tea said she is standing with her man. And whatever Gregory decides to do, that's what I'm rolling with. Because I'm going to choose my husband any day before this motherfucking group. So, basically, that's it. Where they say, you know, they're saying you get to choose who you're going to choose. And the way it sounds like, the group is not choosing y'all. Y'all about to get the boot. I don't know what y'all think. Who should they choose? Team Quad or Team Sweet Tea? I know it's, you know, hard for the men because they're actually really friends with Gregory. But I guess for this filming thing, I guess they could be friends outside of the group. That way he don't have to deal with King, you know. But King had already, you know, kind of apologized when they was having that lemon squeeze. He hasn't said it directly to Gregory, but, you know, Toya was saying that Sweet Tea said they may not be able to control themselves. I don't know. It's a mess. It's a mess. Y'all got these folks on here, now you're booting them off because the new couple to be is Dr. Mimi and Steve and Sweet Tea and Dr. G. Looks like y'all about to get the boot. What they say, y'all getting iced out. I don't know. I'm just saying. Should you making them choose? Because, you know, that's what Dr. Jackie said, because we don't want to choose, you know. We feel like we have to choose who we want to be around, you know. We all should be able to, you know, talk and get along. I don't know, but that's all I got. They like they choosing Team Quad. What y'all think? Get out the bush, just talk to me. Are they choosing Quad? Honey, she said King is definitely an upgrade, and Dr. Strange is jealous because he's not over Quad. He said, set me free. Free from the bullshit. I gotta get on with my life now. I got a new wife now. I don't know. I don't know. I think that it's interesting. I've enjoyed the season so far. I think it's been pretty good. I can't wait till the finale and we get on to the reunion. I would have loved the reunion if Phaedra would have really came. Maybe she's going to do like Karen did and do a video because she was in New York. So I want to know. I like to know. I want to know because, you know, I think she's not coming because she knew how that thing was turning out because we can see through, you know, Phaedra's bullshit. And if they break the fourth wall, we know that it was set up for Apollo to come on the show. And maybe not Shireen, I'm pretty sure. Because, you know, Phaedra wasn't giving nothing else other than check that. She wrote that $40,000 check. It may have took a month or so, but she wrote it. Check that I can't write shit. So she checked me. So check that, honey. But that's it. Married in Medicine, I'll give this episode, they kind of letting us know, giving us a little yin yang, it's probably about a 7. We can't have too much drama on every episode, They can't be setting us up like that. But so far, I believe it was a good season. To me, I was truly entertained. I wouldn't like watching Potomac. I thought Potomac kind of got boring. It couldn't hold my attention because I started out trying to review it, but it just couldn't. I mean, the reunion was good, but the rest of it just was it was boring. So tell me what you think. If you like what you see, please like, share, and subscribe. Talk to me in the chat and I will talk back. And you guys have a great evening. And I will probably come back at least by Friday to do my review. Yeah, I thought Potomac was boring too. I would come back probably by Friday and do my review for Roa. I've been my daddy had to have an amputation done this week, and that's kind of messed up my whole week trying to run back and forth to the hospital. But I couldn't make it today because my hip was really bothering me. So, but other than that, I'll talk to you guys later. Good night. Bye-bye.